Final test bottle. This will hop your ass. Hey, it's Bryon from back with Bryon beer review. Good grief, it's been so long since I've done these I don't know how to do them anymore. Hey, it's Bryon from back with the beer review. And here we have the second test bottle for a beer that I made for HorrorHound Cincinnati 2020, which might happen in May, but I don't know. So this was bottled in February. I meant to do this weeks ago. Actually, what I wanted to do was a review of this with the guys from World Class Bullshitters because I made it so that we could enjoy it. Well, instead I've been enjoying it pretty much myself, although I've given out some. And it's good to see how this beer's gone. So this is a pale ale. Now, there are two things that I missed on this, I'll say right off the bat. I had Jeff over there at Paradise, he suggested, man, my only complaint about that yeast is it doesn't attenuate very well. So, as I talked in my first review of this is darker than I wanted. I like the coloring, but this is a lot darker than I wanted. But it has a great aroma. And I've had this thing sitting out a while. He's gone to almost exclusively dry yeast, and actually very few brands. The problem is, because the homebrew is, at least around here in Cincinnati, homebrew is just collapsing. People aren't brewing. I know multiple brewers who don't brew anymore. So it's 3 pounds of Meyer clove honey. It is 20 pounds of malt. Now, I think if I remember correctly, 18 pounds was the pale malt, and I had 2 pounds of crystal. But I went with a love bun higher, and on one of them I had a mix of several love buns, and he suggested, I want to say 120. But I didn't want to go that high. I like this color. I want to use this color in a different beer though, not this one. So I will make this again, and I'll make some adjustments. It also has a chill haze, which you can just kind of see. It's a very slight chill haze, and it shouldn't be. It should be crystal clear. So I don't know, because I know it's a chill haze because when I put this bottle in and the yeast was all settled nicely, it was crystal clear. And if I let it warm up, it'll, so. That means I got a little bit too much protein in the beer. Now with the Grainfather, it doesn't say to scoop out stuff, but I do, and I guess I need to scoop out even more and get a better cold break. So it is getting a little boozier as it gets a little age on it. So this was the 22nd of February. Today is the something of April. I forget, it's mid-April, 14th, 13th. I think it's the 13th, 12th. Doesn't matter. So it's been in the bottle almost 2 months at this point. It's getting a little boozy. It's a little cold, but not much because I've had it sitting out for about 20 minutes, 15 minutes. But it does get better as you drink it. And previously, when I first reviewed this, I gave it a 4. I still think I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5 because really I've just missed on my numbers. I missed on the color. I missed that with the chill haze, so I want to have some wiggle room. The flavor's very good, almost exactly what I wanted, not quite. Part of what's missing is I didn't get the hops I wanted. They didn't have the right ones. I wanted a little more pine. See right there, the booziness is so noticeable. It's warm. It's at least 10%. I got to get better at measuring my specific gravity both ways. There's some other gadgets I've seen out there for floating and all that. I'm going to definitely look into. A lot of them are digital. And the yeast isn't bad. I haven't made up my mind about the yeast, but this is a base recipe that I actually want to send even higher, and with different variants, and I don't think this yeast is going to be able to handle it, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do there. I may have to do some kind of mixture of this yeast, let it go for a while, and use a different yeast, or put 2 different yeasts in, or actually use 2 packets, or do a yeast starter, something like that. But overall, there's hints of honey that you get. It's got some piney notes. The booziness is really, really picking up. Man, is it picking up. Wow. And you know, and the way I do these test bottles is I usually have one about the third or fourth bottle as I bottle in my big bottling bucket. Then I put another one, like, because usually it's somewhere between 48 to 52 bottles, depending on how much my yield's going to be. I always mark the last bottle as the last, and usually it has some dregs, and it usually has more floating hot pellet bits and all that other stuff. And this one, yeah, this one doesn't have anything floating. As you can see now, it's cooled down a little bit. The chill haze isn't as bad, but it is there, and I want to get rid of that. And I want this to be a little bit paler, not yellow, a little bit more golden pale, and not so red. So that's that higher love bun number. I got to pull that back to probably to 60. So, and I might make a video, depending on, I mean, I've tried some videos in my kitchen several times, and just, it's real pain in the butt. But I might make a video of making this in the stages. We don't have to have everything. So I have all the ingredients laid out, discuss them, discuss the recipe, actually hold it up, actually have it with me, acting like I know what the heck I'm doing. And then maybe we're just we're going to do this, do this, do this, and not leave out all the details because we don't need them. So there we go. Still a 4 out of 5. It's a good beer. I've had this with food. I've had it by itself. I've had it in the evenings to enjoy. It's good sitting around talking to friends kind of beer. And the variants, I want to get the numbers right first. I want to get all the numbers right. I was aiming for 10%, so I probably need to pull back the honey a little bit, because I think it's more than 10. 88 IBUs, now that's calculated in Beersmith. That's part of what I wanted to hit, and there's a reason for that, and that does have to do with Back to the Future. And I want to do some variants. So in particular, if we get going the HorrorHound again, and World Class Bolster is going to have me along, I actually want to bring variants of this beer probably to Indy, which is, I think it's supposed to be September. So I should be able to make a couple variants of this before then, maybe 3. This version, well, one like this, but paler. Another one aged somehow. I don't know. I haven't figured all that out yet, but there's some goofy ideas running through my head. So there we go. So I think it's still a 4 out of 5. Guys, I hope to get you some soon if I don't drink it all. The brew store is closed, so I can't. I thought, hey, during all this lockdown, maybe they're closed. I don't even know if they're going to survive. I need to reach out to them again and find out. Maybe, what I haven't done is say, hey, can you make everything for me, and I just stop by, because I really want to make this beer like Sunday if I can, this weekend if I can. I don't know. But so there you go. Thank you very much for everything. Thanks for supporting my channel, and thanks for subscribing, and cheers everybody. We will see you next time. Goodbye. Thanks. I didn't think that was going to work. Come on, where's one of my last check-ins?